What the hell? How did I get here? Was I just hijacked by a psychic mutant or something? 20 minutes? What the hell was I doing all that time? Oh god, I hope they didn't make me do anything stupid. What's this? Oh my god. That's right, this week I watched the 2026 Marvel comic book film, Spider-Man Brand New Day, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, starring Tom Holland in his 4th solo film as Peter Parker, Sadie Sink as Mutant Jean Grey, Jon Bernthal as the Punisher, with Zendaya and Jacob Batalon returning as Spidey's ex-friends MJ and Ned, as we follow Peter Parker adapting to his new life as Spider-Man after the events of No Way Home, amongst psychic mutant attacks in the city and surprising physical changes. And it's good to have a normal Spider-Man film again, even if it took us 10 years with this adaptation of the character to just have one film that isn't an international adventure or some multiversal team-up cameo fest. It most reminded me of Sam Raimi's trilogy of Spider-Man films, when New York City is the primary setting and Peter Parker has to deal with his problems in a more personal way, showing the pitfalls of being Spidey and the pressure to balance personal and superhero life while keeping his loved ones safe, which this film does wonderfully. Ending of the previous film, in which everyone's memories are erased of Peter Parker's existence, including his girlfriend and his best buddy, is expectedly well expanded upon in Brand New Day. I wasn't exactly expecting them to undo it in the first 5 minutes of this film or anything, but I also wasn't expecting those characters to still be as involved as they are, with some great emotional drama showing how lonely Peter feels in his new life, a topic not really explored in the MCU up until now, as he's seemingly always surrounded by returning characters from other properties. Which does bring me to my main complaint of the film. While the existing characters which show up in this film, like Punisher, Black Widow, and the Hulk, are introduced well enough to not require much prior MCU knowledge, the film as a whole kind of feels like more of a setup for the next big franchise, rather than something contained specifically to the world of Spider-Man. We do see a montage of some Spider-Man villains in the first 5 minutes, but the fact the main antagonist of the movie is Jean Grey, a founding member of the X-Men, and not someone really associated with Spidey, still makes me reluctant to name this one of the best Spider-Man films. But despite all that, the technical side of the film was what I enjoyed the most. The direction by well-established Marvel adept Destin Daniel Cretton is on par with Sam Raimi's, and is definitely best of Tom Holland's films. Previous films felt so flat and static and, dare I say, a little bit stale, whereas this one actually features things like colour, shadows, contrast, fluidity, movement, everything appropriate for a hero as sprightly and energetic as Spider-Man. The numerous fight scenes were choreographed fantastically. The third act battle with the ninjas was my favourite of the bunch, but I also found myself marveling at how good the film looked in the midst of just the most random, simple conversation scenes. Despite my comments about his performance in The Odyssey, Tom Holland is actually still perfect as this more mature, grown-up evolution of the character he's been playing for the past decade. There are moments where you can just tell exactly what he's feeling, even with the mask on. You can tell he's so familiar with the body language and physicality of the character at this point, even portraying the more unfamiliar territory pretty well, like when he transforms into Spider mode. Sadie Sink plays a more complex yet sympathetic antagonist in Jean Grey. She's very menacing when she needs to be, and also more vulnerable when her layers start to peel back. It's played very well. Jon Bernthal is, well, Jon Bernthal. And Tremel Tillman's damage control character, Bill Metzger, was one of my surprise favourite supporting performances. All in all, this film is at its best when it's trying to be a Spider-Man film, instead of homework for the next X-Men film. The beautiful direction, fresh cinematography, and the star performances saved this film from being as mediocre as any of the Home trilogy. But certain script and character choices prevent it from reaching the heights of Sam Raimi's bunch. An overall enjoyable film with some fantastic Spider-Man action and emotional discovery, Spider-Man Brand New Day gets 7 thumbs up out of 10 from me. That's a wrap, so thank you for watching.